Game? Okay. After getting back to the library, I made the same request to Juliet about being able to talk together. Not only did she agree, she suggested that we go somewhere else just for a change of pace. We shared a quiet taxi ride up to the Botanic Garden, not far from Cosette's grave. Neither of us tried to talk, which suited me fine. Spent the whole ride trying to think about what I want to say. I imagine Juliet did the same thing. The taxi driver drops us off as close to the entrance as possible, tipping his hat in thanks as Juliet pays him before driving away, leaving the two of us mostly alone. There are a few people around, but more of them are leaving than entering at this time of the evening. One of those people, a figure sitting on a bench reading, stands up and approaches us. When they step into the light, it turns out to be Aspen.
It's certainly a new feeling to be the one waiting, instead of waited for. Hi, Aspen.
Good evening, Aspen. I hope we didn't keep you waiting for long.
No, not at all. Besides, I can hardly complain when it gives me an opportunity to catch up on some reading. I thought about exploring the gardens a little, but I wasn't sure I'd be able to find my way back out.
There are worse places to be lost, at least. Thank you for indulging my request to come here in the first place.
It was a good idea. Not to say the library's gotten boring, but we never really go anywhere else.
I feel better now than I did this morning, at least enough to make a couple jokes. A lot of things still weigh heavily on my mind, but I'm determined to not just be an emotionless rock. That wouldn't help anyone.
Precisely. I've never been here before either, so I'm eager to see the gardens.
It's been a while since I've been here myself, but I believe I remember a nice spot I used to visit with.
Instead of finishing her sentence, Juliet simply begins walking. Her cane makes a steady click-click sound as it taps against the stone path. Aspen reads off some of the signs that we pass by, signs which I, of course, have never given a second glance at.
Stonebridge Gully. That sounds rather poetic. Perhaps I'll use it in a story sometime. Ah, Pine Hill Path too. Whoever named these gardens was having fun, weren't they?
Juliet still seems preoccupied, not ignoring us, but not seeming to pay much attention either. She does wait while Aspen pauses to read one of the big signs that talk about the gardens. She writes a little bit in her notebook, then scurries back to us.
Sorry, one of the photos there caught my eye and I wanted to take some notes for further research. I hadn't realized there was more to this park than just this one garden.
Really? Like what?
There's an old estate for one thing. Also another garden just for native plants. There's even a cemetery not far away that's apparently part of it.
I knew that was gonna go up. Steady rhythm of Juliet's cane misses a beat, but she keeps walking. After a short uphill stroll, we reach our destination. Oh! A small brick path juts off the main road, leading to an overlook covered by a glass roof. There are a handful of benches around, but all of them are occupied. All of them are unoccupied.
Would this do?
Oh, Juliet, it's breathtaking.
I have to agree. Aspen walks slowly to the edge of the overlook, pressing a hand against the glass. Fingerprints! As she looks out over the view, stand beside her and do the same. We're up higher than I thought, with a good view of the rest of the Botanic Garden from here. I even spot the main gate. Far across, the same rolling green hills that I noticed a couple days ago tower over us. Though she smiles, Juliet doesn't join us, instead sitting down on one of the benches.
What do you think, Miho? How does it compare to some of the sights you've seen?
It's pretty nice. I like the view from up on Mount Victoria better, though.
Oh, it's been quite a while since I went up there. Perhaps I should see it myself sometime and compare.
You should! You can see the library from the top. I used to go up there to clear my head, before I started living at the library.
I'll be sure to invite you along, then.
She lingers for a moment more, gazing out at the darkening sky before taking a seat on the bench across from Juliet. Only I stay standing, pacing back and forth. Despite the pleasant chatter just a moment ago, now that we're all here and settled, both Aspen and Juliet sit quietly but expectantly, waiting for me to speak first. Since I was the one who asked them to come here, it falls to me to start the conversation, but where to even begin? I've been thinking about that all day, and I've decided that maybe I should just start at the beginning, the very beginning.
I never told you anything about my person, right? About Changin.
They both shake their heads. Taking a deep breath and clearing my throat, I close my eyes and cast my mind back to the forest all those years ago.
I was just a regular fox back then. I don't know how old I was. Foxes don't think like that. All we know about is eating snacks and lying in the sun. That was all I really did, all day long. No hobbies or jobs or responsibilities. Just existing.
So you could say they're kinda like cats.
I knew what humans were in the same way I knew what leopards and bears were. Big and scary and something to avoid. It was rare to see one in the forest, but it happened. Most of the time, they were noisy enough that you could hear them coming from far away and hide. That was the first thing that was different about my person, Changin. I was taking a nap in one of my favorite spots, an old log that had fallen over. Changin came all the way over and sat down before they woke me up. And when they did, I panicked. I ran and hid as fast as I could. I think they were surprised too. They didn't try to catch me or stop me. Instead, they kept their distance and tossed me a little bit of the meat they were eating. I didn't trust them and didn't know why they were sharing, but it smelled pretty good. So I grabbed the food and ran away, and eventually they left. When I went back to my log the next day, Changin showed up again too. I ran away again, but they still didn't chase me and let me come back on my own. We did the same thing the next day, and the next day, and the next. Then, one day, I was in a new part of the forest. I liked wandering around even as a fox. I wasn't paying attention to where I was going, when suddenly, it felt like my leg was on fire. I didn't know what it was at the time, but I'd walked right into a trap that a hunter left. I couldn't move as much as I tried, and it's still the scariest thing that ever happened to me. I was sure I was gonna die. Finally, Changin showed up. At first, I thought they were there to finish me off. Instead, they were worried for me. They knelt down and got my foot out of the trap, and then wrapped it with a part of their shirt to stop it from bleeding. That was when I finally figured out they weren't going to hurt me. I kept going to the grove to see them, and they kept being there. I let them get close enough to touch me after that. Still, they didn't do it much. It was only to check on my leg and make sure it was healing okay. One day I went, and they were waiting like always, but they brought a lot more food than usual. And they gave it all to me, hardly eating anything themselves. After I was finished, we sat together for a while. They sat on my log, and I laid in the grass nearby. Finally, they got up like usual and set two things on the ground. One was a bag of food, the same as they had just given me. The other was a little paper scroll. They patted me on the head for the first and only time. Then, they left our grove. At the time, I didn't think that day was anything special, other than the extra snacks. But it was the last time I'd ever see them. When I came back the next day, they weren't there. I waited, just in case they were late, but they never showed up. The scroll they left and some of the food were still there. Other animals had taken a lot of the food, but they didn't want the paper. I took the scroll with me when I left. I didn't know what it was, but it was theirs, so it had to be important. My only option was to carry it in my mouth. I went back again the next day, expecting them to show up, but they never did. I don't know how many more days it took before I realized they weren't coming back. Once I did, it was all I could think about. I kept looking for them, but I couldn't find them, as much as I wanted to. I didn't even know why I wanted to see them so badly. Just that I did. While I was thinking about that, I started to choke. Something came out of nowhere and was stuck in my throat. Finally, I coughed it up. A bead. I'd never seen it before, and definitely never swallowed it. I left it and went back to my den, but it was waiting for me there too. No matter where I went, it was always waiting. So finally, I touched it with my nose. Everything after that happened so fast. 1 second I was there, just a normal fox. The next, I was in this new form, not sure how or why. Some things came to me naturally, like using my new body and walking on 2 feet, and even how to turn back into a fox. But I still thought like an animal and acted like one. I didn't know any words that I could even think with. I had to learn those, and all kinds of other human behaviors the hard way, after getting chased away from villages and strangers that I met. Over time, I learned how to hide and blend in, and steal, and just how to survive. I followed Jung-in's scent all the way to the ocean. I'd never seen so much water, not even close. I had no idea how huge it was. I boarded a ship like Jung-in had, not knowing that it would take me somewhere different than the one they took. And I've been looking for them ever since.
When I open my eyes again, they're heavy with tears, but this time I don't try to hide them. Didn't mean to talk for so long, but once I started remembering, everything else just came naturally. Turning to face Aspen and Juliet, I see that they're crying too.
Oh, Miho. They sound like they were a wonderful person.
I can see why you never stopped searching for them. They were truly special, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, they really were.
Remembering how their hand felt on my head and the softness of their touch as they inspected my leg, those thoughts hurt as much as the hunter's trap did, but also they make me smile too. I've often worried that they might have forgotten me, but I don't think they did. They only knew me as a fox before I had any magic, so their memories should have stayed intact. Those days weren't long, but they were special to me, and I hope to Jung-in too. And so I don't want to let them become painful memories. I want to smile when I think about them.
Anyway, I'm sorry for getting so mad at you yesterday, Juliet. And for how I acted this morning with you, Aspen. I know that you both just wanted to keep me from getting hurt. But that's another thing, too. It feels like you're always looking after me, or taking care of me. There are lots of things I'm still learning, but I'm not weak. I've taken care of myself for a long time, you know. So, I don't want it to be like that anymore. I want you to be honest with me from now on, both of you. Even if it's something that would make me sad or angry. I promise that I won't run away without saying anything. I won't just disappear no matter what happens. Because if we're really friends, then we should trust each other, right? That's one of the things I've learned.
Having said everything I wanted to, I finally sit down, taking a spot between the two of them, just like at breakfast every morning. For a second, the three of us sit there quietly. Then Juliet begins to speak.
I hear what you say, Miho. And I agree. You're not the only one still learning things, you know? I have a long way to go too. For years, I felt it for the best to remain open, but guarded. If I maintained a comfortable distance, even from those I call my dearest friends, then I would be protecting myself. By never getting to know anyone too well, by withholding any meaningful details of my life, I thought to avoid the pain of loss again. But all I've done is keep myself from experiencing that joy of companionship again, while even causing hurt to others. I'm not too experienced when it comes to being honest to myself. Or perhaps only honest to a point. But you're right, Miho. That isn't how it should be. From here on out, I'll endeavor to be more open, more real, with both of you. For myself, and for you.
Juliet looks in our direction, but in particular at Aspen right now.
As such, Aspen, there's something that I'd like to tell you.
She begins telling Aspen about Cosette in much the same way she told me yesterday. I sit quietly and think about what she said. Hearing Juliet describe herself reminds me of me. In the end, we've both always been running away, haven't we? Despite how perfect and put together Juliet's always seemed, she's actually been struggling just as much. She was just better at hiding it than me. As Juliet recounts the vow she made in honor of Cosette, I see Aspen and is listening with rapt attention, like when she gets really absorbed in one of her books. When Juliet finishes her story, both of them have to wipe their eyes. Aspen rummages around in her bag and pulls out a small pack of tissues, offering one to Juliet before noisily blowing her nose and wiping her eyes.
God, that's certainly a lot to take in. Thank you for telling me, though. Cosette sounds like she was a wonderful person, just like Johnine. I wish I could have met her.
God, Aspen got hit with the fucking double whammy of sad stories. Yeesh.
I wish you could have as well. She would have had endless stories to recount, and I know she would have loved to share them.
As for all the other stuff, first of all, I promise, to both of you, I want us to be truly friends as well. I don't have anything quite so dramatic in my past, but I certainly know how it feels to be performative. I can hardly fault you for curating your self-image when I do the same thing. It's kind of funny, actually, and a little scary to hear you talk about Cosette and Zhongyin, because as someone who will one day be past tense, I often wonder about how I'll be remembered when I'm gone. Not that I expect that to be any time soon, but still, I hope that someone speaks of me just as fondly someday. There will be more than enough time for me to worry about that in the future, though. Right now, I'm glad we had this conversation. It was worth the near panic attack I had earlier, wondering what would be said tonight.
Me too. I still have a lot to think about, and I'm still sad. But I don't want to be sad forever. I know it's not what they would have wanted for me either. But I do know that I'm lucky I met you two, and that you're my friends. I wanted to stay like that.
My cheeks burn from saying something like that out loud for the first time ever, but I liked saying it, because it's true. Although I had already made up my mind to stay, it's sitting here in the middle of the gardens that I know I made the right decision. For all the doubts I had, all the struggles, I'm thankful that it happened, and I can finally admit that to myself. Maybe it won't turn out the way I expected, but for once, I'm content with my life right now.
Well said. And don't worry, Miho. We're not going anywhere.
Even if it's not always perfect, it doesn't need to be, just like Juliet.
Oh, Miho, I'm glad too. The first time you stepped into the Bell House was one of the luckiest days of my life.
Okay, now you're exaggerating. All I have to do is keep trying, like Aspen. So maybe another first time would be appropriate. Hopping up from the bench, I grab Aspen's hand and Juliet's hand and pull them to their feet too. Stop it right now. And spreading my arms as wide as I can, I pull them both into a hug. Without hesitation, I feel them embrace me in return. From that first day at the cafe all the way to now, it's chilly out here in the gardens, in the cool evening air, but it's warm in Aspen and Juliet's arms, and I smile to myself, and to them, and to anyone who may be watching.
Mine too.
Shut up. Shut up, I'm not gonna cry. Shut up. After spending a bit more time walking around the gardens last night, Juliet and I went back to the library, and Aspen took a bus back to her apartment. Once we got back, I fell asleep almost immediately, my brain finally getting some relief from all the emotions of the last few days. In the morning, once I go downstairs for breakfast, it's pleasantly familiar. Toast, eggs, fruit like always, and conversation about books and work in Wellington. After cleaning up, but before Aspen departs, Juliet clears her throat.
By the way, Aspen, I do believe this weekend is a special occasion. Am I correct?
The birthday?
I had been trying to ignore that until now, but yes.
Wait, what? What happens this weekend?
This Friday is my birthday. A brutal reminder that, like we just discussed, time won't wait for me.
Whoa! Humans have parties for that, right? Are you gonna have a party?
No, I'm not turning 12.
How old are you turning?
Not 12.
Okay.
I thought parties were a thing you got to do your whole life. That's not fair that only 12-year-olds get to have them.
It's not like that. They're just one of those things that you grow out of.
Why?
Why what?
Why do you grow out of them?
Her brow gets some more creases, like she's trying to explain this as much to herself as to me.
It's just part of being an adult. You get older and older and you reach the real world and then you don't feel like having a party, I suppose.
Glad I still have cake though, otherwise what are you even doing? What's even the point?
When you're young, it's exciting getting older because there's so much you can't do as a child. Once you're an adult, you realize that what you thought adult life would be like isn't real. So instead of being excited that there's cake and ice cream, you start worrying about how many calories are in each.
You fool.
What's a calorie?
Never mind.
You know, Miho has a point.
She does?
I do!
You're never too old to have fun, as you both went out of your way to remind me. 25 can be just as much a reason to celebrate as 5.
I suppose you're right. For the record, I'm only turning 24. Thank you very much. Still, I'm not the partying type. Plus, I told my parents I'd go visit them this weekend. Just for a day, mind. I'll be back well before 24 hours have passed.
That's wonderful. I'm sure they'll be overjoyed to see you.
I'm sure they will be, at least for a little while. I still wouldn't want to stay for more than a weekend, even without Miho to keep in mind. Longer than that, and my mum and I would probably go crazy. I'm not leaving Welly until late Saturday evening, though. Would you mind going with me to the bus stop on that day, Miho? Just to be extra safe.
Yeah, of course.
Even without a party, would you let us treat you to dinner on Friday evening? We can go wherever you like.
That would be nice, thank you. No gifts, though. It won't be a party.
What the fuck is the point of having a birthday if you're not gonna get gifts from your friends, you fucking buffoon?
That's easy, because they wouldn't know what to get you anyway.
I mean, that's easy. Just get her food. Although, She has complaints about calories, so I don't know. Ah.
Where do you want to go?
Problem.
I'm not sure yet, but I'll let you two know. Maybe you can come over on Friday evening, and we'll go from there.
Come over? Where?
To my apartment? I do have my own place to live, you know. And, well, it isn't anything special, but I felt I should at least let you two see it. Only if you want to.
Of course I want to!
I mean it, it's the definition of average. I'm not even sure if it can fit 3 people.
I lived in a dirt hole for most of my life. I can handle anything.
Good point. You'll feel right at home then.
You live in a dirt hole?
I'd love to come visit as well. Thank you for the invitation.
Great. I'll clean up and make sure the cats are on their best behavior. It's been quite a while since we've had company.
Cats.
I can't wait!
The 3 of us chit-chat for a little bit longer until it's time for all of us to split up for the day.
Miho, do you have any plans for the day?
Not yet. Why?
I was planning to go see a movie soon. Would you like to come with me? You're more than welcome too, of course, Juliet, but I imagine it's rather late for you.
Unfortunately so. I'll be up a while longer, but I wouldn't be able to make it through an entire movie. I hope that you enjoy it though.
I understand. Miho? It's fine if you don't want to come along, but the showing starts in an hour, so we'd need to leave soon. I prefer to get there before it's crowded.
Still the morning. How? Oh no! Don't do this to me. Oh no! Don't do this to me. Don't. You can't. Aspen sounded so excited, but oh wait, I can just overwrite this one. Aspen sounded so excited and adorable, but I really want to hang out with Julie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Oh man. And the last time I picked Aspen, so I want to pick Juliet this time. But oh no. Why can't I just hang out with everybody forever? Oh man. Oh fuck. God damn it. She sounded so cute when she was asking. I can't say no though.
Sure, I'll go. It's like watching a really big TV, right?
Also, I'm really curious about what movie.
Precisely. I'm sure you'll have a great time. Have fun, both of you. I'll see you two later.
Now I feel bad that I didn't. No, I feel like a shithead.
See ya!
Good night!
It's fine. She was just gonna go sleep, right? Yeah, with that, Juliet waves goodbye and goes to bed.
Are you ready to go?
Yep, I am.
Aspen leads the way outside and down the road.
So what movie are we gonna see?
It's based off a book that I read a long time ago. I should have mentioned that it's a horror movie. That won't be a problem for you, right?
Excellent.
Nah, it's fine. What's a horror movie?
A scary movie. This one's about a creepy clown that terrorizes a small town.
Oh shit, we seeing it?
A clown? How is that scary?
Well, he's not a regular clown, although those are frightening enough on their own. You'll just have to see, I suppose.
Alright. I didn't know you liked scary things.
I don't watch them that often, but like I said, I read the book a long time ago, so I already know what happens. It's just interesting to see how well it gets translated to the screen. If it ends up being too much for you, just let me know. Not everyone has the stomach for these sorts of films.
Okay.
The movie theater is on the same street as the Bell House, but a lot further down. It's the one that Juliet showed me before. Back then, I told her that I didn't think I'd be interested in scary movies, but here I am anyway. It's not something I'd go see by myself, though. Aspen pays for both our tickets, saying I can just pay her back later. We go inside through a pair of glass doors like the ones at the museum.
Do you want any snacks?
Of course! What do they have?
Well, traditionally you have popcorn at the movies. They also have candy and other things too. If you'd like, we can share some popcorn.
Sounds good. I've never had popcorn from a machine like that before.
Let's change that then.
Aspen goes up to the counter and places our order while I wait nearby. A minute later, and she approaches me carrying an enormous tub of popcorn. It's at least as big as my head, ears and all.
Whoa, that's huge!
Considering how much they charge for it, it's only fair. Come on, let's go sit down.
I follow her down a hallway and through another door where I finally get my first look at a movie screen.
Whoa, that's huge too!
It makes my TV look like a toy in comparison. In fact, it's probably bigger than my entire room. We go up some stairs and then sit down in one of the back rows near the middle. Aspen holds the bucket of popcorn in her lap and grabs a handful right as something starts to play on the screen. Immediately, my ears are assaulted by blaring music and booming speech, with the sound coming from all around. I instinctively cover my ears at first.
Is it supposed to be this loud?
I have to yell just to make myself heard.
Yes, but we're not. It's like the library. These are just previews for other movies that are coming out soon. But once the real thing starts, we're not supposed to talk. Although, it's not like there are many other people around that we'd be disturbing.
She's right. We're the only people in the theater right now. This must be why she wanted to see the movie this early in the day. Which then, I see, and this is what I thought would happen, which is why I'm confused as to why she was like, we have to get there so early. I don't want it to be super crowded when we get there. Like, dog, it's the fucking morning. It's not gonna be crowded anyways. Eventually, I get used to the volume level. I grab a handful of popcorn from the bucket to munch on, and I'm surprised by how tasty it is.
Whoa, this?
I slap my other hand over my mouth to shut myself up, which makes Aspen laugh. She leans over to whisper.
It's fine. We won't bother anyone. It's just good to know for the next time you see a movie.
Oh, okay. This is really good.
We sit through a few minutes worth of previews before our movie finally begins. Aspen and I, mostly me if I'm being honest, are almost halfway through the popcorn already. The movie gets right into the action. Within the first couple of minutes, the clown Aspen mentioned is already causing chaos. I thought clowns were supposed to be funny, but apparently this one didn't get the memo. I'm not bored, but I'm not exactly scared either. At one point, there's a loud bang as the evil clown jumps out of the darkness. Beside me, Aspen jumps in her seat, almost spilling the popcorn on the floor. Embarrassed, she wraps her arms tighter around it so it doesn't happen again. The movie lasts a lot longer than I expected. By the time we leave, it's almost lunchtime, although I'm too full of popcorn to be hungry. Stepping out and into the sunlight, I notice Aspen's face is pale and she wipes her hands on her blouse.
So, how did you like it?
It was alright. I don't think I was ever very scared, though.
That's good. I thought I would be okay since I knew what was going to happen, but it startled me a few times.
Yeah, I noticed.
At one point, she was even covering her eyes.
Well, there's a reason I don't watch those types of movies very often. I'm glad you had a nice time, though.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Maybe next time we can see something that's easier to watch.
Finally, Aspen manages a smile.
Yes, I'd like that.
Now I'm glad that I didn't make her go by herself, because that would have been really unfortunate for her. I feel bad that I haven't seen fucking fisherman guy in a while. But also, I'm so curious about this kid. And I feel like the fucking conversations that we have with this guy are always kind of... It's just... You know... It's fine. It's fine. It's not that deep. It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna save. But also, it's fine. I gotta find out if this kid won that fight. Lazing around at the library, relaxing in one of the comfy chairs near the shelves when the door opens. 2 humans that I recognize walk in, Gwen leading... Oh, when did we get her name? I don't remember that happening. Leading Tommy by the hand. Of course, Gerby is floating above them. The 3 of them go right past me, and Gwen takes a seat at an empty table close by.
I'm gonna be right here. Remember not to go too far away, okay?
I know.
It's a library. How far away could he really get? Smiling, Gwen kisses Tommy on the forehead, and he makes a grossed out face. Then she pulls out a pen and some papers and spreads them out on the desk, sighing as she starts to look over them. I watch as Tommy, accompanied by Gerby, looks around the kids section for a bit. He pulls a couple books off the shelves, but puts them back without opening them. Finally, he wanders over to the edge of the library and gets down on his hands and knees, crawling along the floor. I don't have anything better to do right now, so I go over to where he is as well. Nod at Gerby as I do.
What you doing?
I wonder if Gerby remembers us. Or if it's like a humanoid-specific sort of curse. Tommy startles at the sound of my voice, but then holds up one finger to shush me.
You're not supposed to talk so loud. We're in a library.
Great, even kids are telling me off now.
I'm looking for spiders, though.
Why? What? I forgot that you were a bug maniac.
Spiders, huh? Why? 'Cause they're cool?
Now that I think about it, he was trying to find bugs one of the first times I met him. Wonder if the one that I caught for him is doing okay. Probably not, if I'm being honest.
Are you collecting them? Yeah! Do you like bugs too? Not really. They're okay though.
I've eaten a few when I had no other options, but I don't think he wants to hear about that.
Nobody does, except me. Everyone thinks they're gross and creepy. But you don't. That's why I like them. Wanna help me look?
What a rebel. I'm not very interested in catching spiders, but Juliet might count as helping to clean up a bit.
Sure, why not? I think I know where some are. Whoa, really? Yeah! There's this one corner that's really dusty.
Gerby follows us as I take Tommy to the corner in question. Although Juliet keeps the library pretty clean, there are some spider webs and dirt between one of the shelves and the wall.
Wow, you were right! Gerby, come help me look!
Gerby floats down to Tommy's eye level.
Gerby's my friend. You can't see him, but he's here with us. Cool!
I don't feel like explaining that I can in fact see him right now. Tommy closes one eye and peeks into the crevice, looking for bugs.
Actually, Gerby's my only friend. I met him when I was looking for a beetle. He looks like a flower, but he's not.
Only friend. Hey, bud. Hey. Oh, man. Oh, no.
If I do find any spiders, I have to get 2 so they're not alone. Especially if they're married. If they have any kids, then that would make their kids be really sad too.
Wow. I have to think that being taken away to be part of a collection would make them sad, but I keep that to myself. I crouch down to help Tommy look. There are some scraps of paper and a dusty pen on the ground, and plenty of spider webs above them. No spiders in them, from what I can tell, though.
Do you know where else they are?
I don't want to take him too far away. Best to stay in the main part of the library.
Maybe up front?
That sounds doubtful. If any came in through the door, they might have set up close by, even though I don't think that they would hang out for very long with all the traffic. We go over there and start looking, with Tommy inspecting the floor and behind the furniture. I poke around as well, checking some of the corners. As I watch him crawl around, it's hard to imagine him getting into fights like I overheard his parents talking about. He seems like a nice enough kid.
Oh, found one!
Tommy is kneeling down on the ground, pointing under a bookshelf. Both Gerby and I go over to see.
Look, see it?
Sure enough, I can see some kind of spider hiding in the back.
I see it. Are you gonna catch it? Looks sort of scary.
Have you been told about the more dangerous spiders? Like the brown recluse and the little... What? Are those even in New Zealand? Do they have... What spiders y'all got over there?
It could still be nice, but I don't know how to reach it. Maybe if we come back later, it'll be easier to get.
Tommy spends a while hunting the rest of the library for more bugs, and I follow behind him for some of it. Eventually, Gwen straightens out all her papers over at her table and then comes to collect Tommy.
Tommy, what are you doing down there? You're gonna get all dirty.
Looking for spiders. This lady was helping me.
Gwen notices me and I wave.
I'm sorry. I hope you weren't too distracted.
Nah, don't worry, I live here.
Oh, that's convenient.
The two of us watch Tommy for a second, who still hasn't given up on the spider by the door. Gwen sighs.
Thanks for keeping him company. He doesn't have a whole lot of friends his age to play with. Meanwhile, I'm trying to study for grad school and raise a kid and work a job and get a divorce all at once.
Yay, yay, yay.
Well, not that any of that's your problem.
Gwen tries to rub her eyes and ends up almost dropping the papers she's carrying. She kind of reminds me of Aspen, the way she seems like she's holding in a lot more than she's letting out.
That's okay. I don't mind.
By tomorrow, she won't remember telling me any of this stuff, so if saying it helps her to feel better, then it doesn't really bother me one way or another. With a tired smile, Gwen rearranges the thing she's holding so that she has a free hand.
Come on, Tommy. We need to get going.
Fine.
Tommy looks under one last bookshelf and then finally stands up. Why do you look so tall all of a sudden? What are you standing on? Gwen leans down to dust off Tommy's knees and pants before taking his hand.
Thanks again. If you live here, I guess we'll probably see you around. I've got a lot of studying I need to do, so I'm sure we'll be back. Say bye, Tommy.
Bye! If you see any cool bugs, save them for me! Will do.
What happened
Bye.
to not being loud in the library, huh, kid? Kirby waves goodbye to me as he floats out the door with the humans. So, does Kirby remember? Can't help but feel a little bad for Tommy and Gwen, and for Tommy's dad as well. Seems like both parents are doing their best, but Tommy has his own problems too. That's life. Without even trying, I know more about all of them than they're aware of. I have a feeling that won't change, especially if they're going to be back frequently, like Gwen said. Now that I'm on my own again, I return to the chair I was occupying before and settle down for a proper nap. Aren't you supposed to be working? What? What do you mean a nap? Okay. the morning. Let's go to the bay. It's warm right now, almost warm enough that I wish I was dressed to go swimming. Why would you go to the beach not dressed to go swimming? You buffoon. Right as I'm thinking about just doing it anyway, my eyes land on an ice cream stand. Fuck yeah, dude. After upending all the random coins in my pockets, I come away victorious with a nice cold popsicle. That's about as refreshing as swimming would be. False. False. Extremely incorrect, but nice try. I think it's supposed to be in the... Oh, you got one of those stupid fucking character popsicles. I think it's supposed to be in the shape of a character of some kind, but it's so misshapen it looks a little nightmarish. Eating it will be a mercy kill. Excellent. Oh my god, it's time to go to Aspen's house! Later in the evening, Aspen sends a message to Juliet to let her know that she's ready for us to come over, and the two of us walk down to the address she gave us. Juliet leads the way, of course, since I don't know many of the streets by name. We eventually arrive at an unremarkable-looking apartment building, just a few stories tall and without many decorations out front.
This is the place. I believe she's on the ground floor.
Not too far away, one of the doors swings open and Aspen pokes her head out to wave us over.
Miho, Juliet, over here.
Where are your cats?
Aspen!
She holds the door open with one hand while pushing something away with her feet. Cat!
No! Stay back, you two.
I freeze halfway to where she is.
What's wrong?
Oh, not you.
I said, no, not you, Miho. I'm talking to the cats.
Aspen gestures for us to come inside while keeping an eye on the floor. Juliet and I hurry in and Aspen shuts the door behind us.
Well, ta-da! Or something.
Whoa!
Oh! Ah! Oh my god, this is so cute. The entire place. I love that she also has the like really crinkledy looking fucking fairy lights that I have. There's just the fucking wire. That shit don't ever get uncrinkled, you know? The entire place is just one room, except for a small bathroom. Right across from the door is a tiny kitchen area with a fridge, stove, and microwave. Everything else is basically a bedroom. There's a dresser, a small desk with a computer, and Aspen's bed itself. Some luggage and boxes are scattered around, which I'm guessing were part of Aspen's cleanup.
I hope that was the good kind of whoa.
It's lovely, Aspen. I adore the fairy lights and plants. They make it feel very welcoming. Thank you for having us.
Why did that sound so like you were being held at gunpoint to give a compliment? Also, I love this box. The suggestion that she also does not ever fully unpack after she's moved. That's real. It's real as hell.
Yeah, thanks. It was a good whoa, don't worry.
Honestly, I'm surprised you don't have more stacks of books in here. That's the most shocking part of all of this. I didn't really have any expectations, but I'm still kind of surprised by how small it is. Figured she'd been exaggerating that part at least a little bit. The decorations make it feel fitting for Aspen, though. Two pairs of green eyes peek at us from around the corner, and both cats go dashing under the bed as we step further in. No, come back!
Sorry there's not more space to sit down. You can see why I don't have company over very often. You can sit on the bed if you'd like. Or the computer chair.
Oh, it's fine. I'm okay on the floor.
Yeah, on the floor we can see under the bed to get the cats. I take a seat with my back against the dresser while Juliet sits down on the bed as invited. Aspen ends up taking the sole chair for herself. Almost as soon as I sit down, I spring back up, remembering the occasion.
Oh yeah! Happy birthday!
Yes, happy birthday, Aspen. Here's to another wonderful year.
Thank you. This year has been pretty good, I must say.
Narrowing my eyes, I inspect Aspen, who notices and frowns at me.
Can I help you?
You don't look any older.
I'm glad to hear that. It doesn't just happen overnight on your birthday, though. Not that you would be aware of that, I suppose. Anyway, enough about that. Are you too hungry? We've already done everything there is to do here, I believe.
No, I have to pet the cat.
Now you understand why I never have people over.
It's fine. I don't mind just sitting around. But yeah, I'm always ready to eat.
Have you decided where you want to go?
I think so. There's a seafood restaurant that isn't too far away that I enjoy, but don't go to very often. Does that work for both of you?
I'm okay with anything. I just like food.
Indeed. It's your birthday, so we'll have whatever you want.
All right. Let's get going then.
But the cat... I can't believe I didn't even get to see the cats. I didn't even get to see them a little bit. This is cruelty to me. The restaurant is a bit of a walk from Aspen's apartment, but it's a nice day, so I don't mind. We end up at a pier not too far from the museum I visited. Oh! It's not a very big place, but it's bigger than the Bell House. Half of it juts out over the ocean itself. We get seated right away at a long table with metal stools.
It sure smells fishy.
It's supposed to. That means it's fresh.
Our waiter brings 3 menus, setting one in front of each of us, and promises to come take our order soon. Aspen and Juliet both pick up their menus and start to flip through, so I do the same.
Let me know if you need help reading anything, Miho.
Thanks.
Fortunately, there are plenty of pictures. The best kind of menu. Bell House could learn a thing or two from here. I'm even able to read some of the words, like fish and corn, but there are others that I don't recognize at all.
What do you usually get here, Aspen?
Well, they're most well known for their crab, although
Ooh.
it's very messy. And expensive, so I've never had it.
It's your birthday, so you're having it now. Congratulations.
I usually get the clam chowder or fish and chips if I want to hate myself later.
What? Why would you hate yourself if you're getting fish and chips? Fish and chips are the best.
Oh. What's chowder?
It's like a thick soup.
Oh.
Best kind of soup.
Isn't it hard to eat clams? I've tried before, but I couldn't get past the shells.
They do that for you. No shells involved.
Whoa! That's nice of them.
I'm sure they'd be glad to hear that. Is there something you usually order when you go out to eat?
Oh, I've never been to a restaurant before. Unless you count the Bell House. Well, not as a paying customer, at least. But I know how they work because I've seen them on TV.
I hope you enjoy your first time then.
I will.
Both of you, feel free to order whatever you'd like. Don't worry about the price.
Don't worry, I wasn't.
Incredible. God, I aspire to that. Like, that was so funny. A nearby door swings open, and for a second I can see into the kitchen as another waiter comes out carrying a big bucket. A number of spiny claws and legs poke out of it.
Wait. Is that...
Crab. They take the bucket to another table and set it down, along with a big pile of napkins.
The crab? Yes.
I watch intently, curious to see how these people are going to get past the shells.
You shouldn't stare, you know.
Do it, stare. I ignore her, I have to know! They grab some utensils that I've never seen before and use those to crack the shells. I watch, fascinated, while they do. Turning back to Aspen and Juliet, I've made up my mind.
I want that!
Clams were too hard, but I used to love eating crab. It's been a long, long time since I've had it, though.
It would be nice to try at least once.
You have to. It's your birthday.
Sounds like it's settled then.
Our waiter shows back up, a few glasses of water in hand, and Juliet orders for all of us. The waiter takes the menus back, saying our food should be out before too long. I sip my water and look around, enjoying the new experience.
Have you ever been here before, Juliet?
I haven't. As I'm sure you know, I don't go out to eat very often. I've been to similar restaurants before, though.
You went to the Bell House back when it first opened, didn't you? I seem to recall you telling me that once.
I did, yes. I can still remember what I had. A chai latte with a blueberry scone.
Were you working there yet?
You're so funny, you sweet, sweet child.
Oh no, it was a few years before
Oh.
I came to Welly. Although,
I thought that this was gonna be like fucking 10 years ago. Well, actually, maybe it was 10. When did Aspen get here?
Regina, my boss, wants to expand. There's going to be a second location opening in a couple months. She asked me if I would consider being store manager.
Nice.
Oh, congratulations! That's quite the honor.
You'd get to run the whole place?
I would still be working for her, but otherwise, yes. I haven't decided if I want to do it or not, though.
What? Why?
It would be a lot more work and responsibility, obviously. It would take up much more of my time, too.
Money, though.
I'm not sure if I want to put myself through that.
That's understandable. I do think you'd be well suited for it, though.
Yeah, you already do a lot at the other Bell House.
Thanks. Yes, it is tempting. I told her I'll think about it and give her an answer by the end of next month. The building it'll be in is already a coffee shop, so it won't take too long to convert. It all depends on some other things, really.
Like what?
Well, for one, I'd been thinking about keeping this a secret until I hear back, but I finally finished a draft of my manuscript. I sent it off to a few publishers to see what they think.
Nice.
Oh, congratulations, Aspen. That's a stunning achievement.
Yeah! What are you gonna do with all your free time now?
Thank you. That's a good question. I'm sure I'll spend plenty of it worrying.
Good grief.
Other than that, I will need to find some new ways to fill my day. If all goes well, then I won't have time to help out at the new store. I'm getting rather ahead of myself, though. It's only been a little over a week since I submitted it.
Oh. I hope it works out for you.
Me too.
We sit and talk about the usual stuff for maybe 15 or 20 minutes before our waiter comes out of the kitchen, carrying a giant bucket like the one we saw earlier. Aspen and I both gasp in awe as they place it on the table before us with a flourish, giving us a stack of napkins and tools just like the other group.
Well, let's not just stare. Dig in!
I don't even know where to start.
I grab one of the pieces closest to me. It's hot. So hot I drop it on my plate. Aspen does the same thing with the yelp of pain. Juliet, on the other hand, seems totally unbothered as she calmly claims a portion for herself. Leaning in close, I blow on my food to try to cool it down. While I do, I watch Juliet to observe how she does it. She smiles when she notices me watching and turns her hands to give me a better view as she uses the tool to crack the shell and get to the meat. Aspen seems to know what she's doing too, once it's cool enough for her to handle. Now, I just need to give it a try. I try to mimic what I saw Juliet do, and after a moment of squeezing really hard, it finally works.
That was a lot easier than trying to use my own claws.
I should hope so.
I pile it onto my fork and take a big bite, finally getting to enjoy my prize. I feel my eyes go wide with how good it is. Fuck, I'm so hungry. I'm salivating. God!
Enjoying it?
Yeah!
I quickly finished the piece I was eating and then rushed to grab another one. It's a lot easier to crack now that I know what I'm doing. For a while, the only sounds coming from our table are those of us enjoying our food and the occasional sip of water. When our waiter comes by to give us refills, they look a little shocked at how much we've already gone through. When the bucket is finally empty and I sadly toss the shell of my last piece into the waste bag, Juliet seems to pick up on it.
Are you still hungry, Miho?
Hungry? No. Do I want to eat more? Yes. That was delicious.
Juliet glances at Aspen, who shrugs.
I could eat more.
The next time the waiter passes by, Juliet flags them down with a smile.
Could we get a second order of this, please?
Feels like it may as well be my birthday instead of Aspen's. By the time we get through the second bucket, even I can't eat anymore. We leave the restaurant in a bit of a daze.
I don't know if I've ever been this full in my life.
Me too. I think I'm set on crab for a long time now. Thanks for dinner though, Juliet. It was wonderful.
Of course. It was my pleasure. I hope you've had a nice birthday.
I certainly have. Now if I can make it back home, I'll call it a success. I feel like I've put on several kilos just from that meal.
Would you like me to call you a taxi?
No, it's fine. Walking some of this off will be good for me. I still have to pack and get ready for tomorrow.
I suppose Miho and I will head home as well then. Does that sound okay, Miho?
Yeah. Let's just walk slow.
Still, I manage a weak wave.
Bye, Aspen. Happy birthday again.
Thank you again. Good night to you both. I'll see you two tomorrow.
Aspen trudges off, but Juliet somehow seems unfazed.
Shall we be off?
Taking a deep breath, I steel myself for the long walk home.
Yeah. Let's go.